The Supermega drama is very confusing, especially only hearing it from one source, but after watching all 3 videos, it really paints a much clearer picture. Dawn, who lived in Germany, met Lex and they would talk on Discord while working for the company Supermega, and they soon started a relationship. They weren't together for that long and never met in person, only talked online, but they did share mutual interest in meeting and being in a relationship, with no clear red flags. However,
since he lived in Germany, our only method of talking was Discord. He didn't like talking to me one-on-one, so I'd have to talk in like his friends' group chats to talk to him all the time.
Lex talked about in her video they would share a room together at Matt's house of November of 2021.
I stayed at Matt's plenty before, but I was always by myself in that room, so this time it was with him.
When the first night of meeting Dawn,
He forced me to give him oral.
She had to physically push him away in order for him to stop. And in a situation like this, you can't really call the cops because he's from Germany, and she felt trapped and had to stay with him even though they're together, and still he would not spend one-on-one time with her. Dawn kept asking Supermega to help with like a green card, and Supermega did not have an interest in helping Dawn. And when the topic of marriage was brought up and Dawn finally started spending one-on-one time, like in an actual relationship, he was still sexual, and they've still only known each other for a bit. And hearing this shift in personality, Lex specifically talked about how you could tell what type of person he was. Lex said that she was waiting to confront Dawn until a Creator Clash of 2022. Soon after Creator Clash, Lex and Dawn, they break up. Matt gets a call from Dawn, and the only information that Matt was able to gather from that was that they've both been distant, and that's all he knows so far. Lex calls Ryan about the sexual assault, and then a few days later, then calls Matt, and he says how it'll affect business and magnum opus.
He said, Supermega's my magnum opus, and I would hate for something to mess it up.
He'd bring up how it'll affect his employment at Supermega, but he said he shouldn't have brought that up at such a vulnerable moment.
I want to state that from the beginning, when she told me, I fully believed and have supported Lex, which I stressed to her throughout this phone call. However, I do think that some of the things I said on this call were misinterpreted, and this has zero fault on Lex. This is 100% my fault.
And he ends the call with giving his support, and they do text each other, and he's still giving support. And this is good. However, he did fall short on confronting Dawn by acting slow, such as organizing a meeting rather than just immediately like kicking him off from everything.
Ryan and myself did not handle the situation well. There are a lot of ways that we could have handled the situation better. I also want to state that we never took any action to cover up a sexual assault, and we never tried to cover Dawn from any consequences.
Matt and Ryan were scared what to do next. They organized a meeting with themselves, Rav, and Dawn explained it completely differently. Rav and Lex were looking for a place to stay, and they're staying at the Super Megaplex, and they felt like that their stay was overwhelmed. There was no like clear indication, or there was no like clear like saying, hey, we need you out, but both sides, Matt and Ryan and Lex and Rav, being kind of distant because of all the drama going on in everyone's lives. So nobody really had time to talk to each other and talk anything out. And they left their office. They did not get kicked out. They cut contact with Dawn a year ago, the channel artist, and they didn't say anything to the fans when people were asking because they felt like it wasn't their room to talk about it because they didn't know if Lex wanted them to be public about this. The second half of Matt's video is him explaining drama with his ex-girlfriend and current girlfriend that has nothing to do with the Lex situation. It's obviously something that Layton has brought up since he's been trying to use anything and anyone as leverage to cancel Supermega. This may sound absolutely insane, but there's an actual Discord server with actual screenshots of a group of Supermega haters. And you may have seen when Layton tried to cancel Supermega about being homophobic on his Twitter, even before Lex came out about what happened. He was posting the same stuff about Supermega, then right when Lex came out, he immediately was like, see, this is why Supermega is bad. And then he continues back to shaming them on however he can, even though he can't really dig up anything. Even during his employment, when they were gonna fire him, he was actually explaining. He sent two long paragraph messages acknowledging how his performance has been bad and how they should fire him. And they didn't say they were gonna fire him for that. They were gonna fire him eventually just because, as they could tell, it seemed like that he didn't want to work for Supermega anymore.
We were not looking for any reason to fire him.
There was also a rumor about Matt and Ryan making fun of Daniel, one of their friends who had committed suicide. That was in Matt and Ryan's both in their separate videos. They talked about how untrue this is and how they expressed how much Daniel meant to them, and they would never make fun of something as serious like that. Throughout their videos, they always seem very genuine. They apologize and they bring up everything. They even brought up stuff that did not need to bring up, which is very mature of both of them to do. All this information was gathered from Matt's video and Lex's video. Ryan's video is more about him apologizing for his actions, and then the rest of the video is just completely different from what's going on with the Lex situation. It's, of course, just what Leighton brought out to dig out more stuff to try to cancel Supermega, and that's why his drama with his ex is being out. Even though there's a lot of discrepancies between the recounts and things that happened, it's not that anyone's lying. It's really about how they felt in the moment. And to Matt and Ryan, they may have tried to really show off that they care, but at the moment, she felt like that they didn't care. That's just a miscommunication thing, and I think they could have done something better. So I don't think Supermega should have been bullied off the internet like this. This was a situation tainted with miscommunicated drama between friends and overblown wrong issues, rather than facing the correct matter at hand. While it is undeniable that Matt and Ryan could have navigated the situation more adeptly, it's crucial to acknowledge how they did in fact take responsibility for their actions. My final thoughts of this video is I think people are too quick to choose sides and immediately just jump to conclusions. Also, I did not include this in the video because I completely forgot. Jim tried to make out with Lex right after she told him about the SA, and his apology wasn't even an apology. So go ahead and like and subscribe if you think I did a good job in this video, and hopefully I can pump out some more videos.